know that we have time for, but I wanted to at least just sort of break it down in really a basic way, and then we can go from there with whatever we want to do with it. Usually, a consensus training, like a workshop on consensus, would be just about consensus, and it would be with as many people in the group as could possibly be present for it, and it would go for a half day. Because it's hard to learn how to make decisions with a consensus process. It's not something that a lot of people just sort of feel immediately comfortable with. I think most of the time the ways that we're used to making decisions, or the ways we see decisions being made that are democratic decisions, are with, or well, I should ask. That was weird.
I'm just getting closer so I can hear you.
All right. So how many people here have been in a meeting that has used some kind of parliamentary procedure or Robert's Rules of Order? That's the kind of thing where people say, I propose this, and someone says, I second that, right? And then people can say, I call the question, right? And that means we have to vote. That's parliamentary procedure. That's like the main way that the democratic decisions get made in unions, in Parliament, like in many other places. It's really complicated as well. So consensus. The basic definitions are: there's a block, which I think most people have heard, have encountered this in one way or another. A block, yeah. Yeah. So the hand signal that usually people use for a block is this X, right? And basically, what a block means is it doesn't mean I disagree with that decision. It means I think this decision will fundamentally jeopardize our group. It means I will walk away and have nothing to do with this organization if it makes this decision. So it's different than just having an opinion. It's about disagreement. It's actually about it is going to jeopardize what we're trying to do here. I block. Okay. So I'll get into that in a second. I just wanted to define the basic terms first, and then I'll talk about the whole procedure around it, okay? Now, what's different than a block, there's basically two ways to disagree. There's a strong disagreement, which is a block, and there's a much less strong disagreement, which is called a stand-aside. And a stand-aside is when you say, I disagree, I'm not really interested in this decision. Maybe that's what people are using for stand-aside. Yeah. I mean, I like this one for the block because it's really clear. The stand-aside, this can work. I mean, the basic idea of the stand-aside is, I disagree, but I don't have a big deal on this. I don't think it's going to jeopardize the group. I'm not willing to make this all grind to a halt. But I do want to register that I disagree. So does that make sense, that distinction between a block and a stand-aside? It's actually, I think, really hard in practice, though, because when people get really heated, it's really easy to be like, no, I block, right? But the question you have to always ask is, does it actually jeopardize? Do you think this jeopardizes what we're trying to do here? Okay, so really quick and dirty, this is how consensus works. Trying to make a decision, you're having a conversation about it, you feel like, from your perspective as a facilitator, you feel like people are coming to an agreement about something, or you don't actually know for sure. What you do is you say, are there any concerns? Does anyone have any concerns about this? And then people have an opportunity to share their concerns. People can respond to those concerns. If there are no concerns, or if the concerns seem resolved, you can say, it doesn't seem like we have any concerns here, so we have consensus, right? Or if someone says, I have this concern, you can say, is that a blocking concern? Are you going to block over this? Are you that concerned about it? And basically, you can get to a point then where you can say, do we have consensus? And you can call for a hand signal. Then you can call for people to twinkle, or you can ask for people to verbally say, I'm in favor of this. You can ask people to raise their hands or whatever. But the thing is, you start by asking for the concerns and seeing what they are, and giving people an opportunity to express those concerns. You try and resolve them, or at least identify if they're blocking concerns. And then you try and get to a point where you ask for consensus.
who's actually considered a group that's actually involved in individual.
Yeah, and it's best if you're facilitating the meeting. The best way to do it is to try and take concerns one at a time, right? Not try and do everything at once. So you say this. So this is the idea. This is what we're gonna. Yeah, or this is the proposed idea of what we're gonna do. This is the proposal, and then anyone have concerns, right? And then maybe Tammy says, "I have this concern," right? And then, okay, let's talk about that concern. Like, can you say more about why you have that concern, right?
Time to address this problem.
Right, and then you say, do other people want to respond to Tammy's concern, right?
Yes, my hand's up.
Your hands up. What are you going to say?
Just kidding. Part of the job is having fun.
Part of the job is having fun.
I was telling you.
Yeah, now he's over there. But so the idea is for people to actually be directly speaking to people's concerns and trying to resolve them. And at a certain point in time, you may say, okay, with this change to our plan, I'm not concerned anymore about this, right? And the idea is, if you come to a point where people block, right, where you say, do we have consensus? And there's one or more people who say, no, I block this decision. Then generally at that point, it's not such a great idea to try and keep talking about it. You actually have to ask yourself, how pressing is this decision, right? Do we need to make this decision tonight? If not, can we revisit this decision tomorrow? And can actually, the people who are blocking this proposal get together with some of the people who are most supportive of it and try and come up with a different idea and come back to the next meeting, put forward a totally different, whatever compromise situation, right? And not spend the whole meeting trying to work out that compromise. Yeah, right.
I thought this was totally opposed.
Yep.
Just carries through my money.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's the block. That's the block. So is this making sense, what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay. There's just a little bit more I wanted to say about consensus. All right. Yeah.
Are we almost done, or can we fire up the heater?
It's kind of cool. Yeah, should we turn on the heater? Other people up for that? I was thinking that we were going to probably talk for at least another 15 minutes. Till 5:30. Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, we could get some heat.
Yeah.
Before the GA. And anybody's allergic, like Mary, and shut it off.
I don't know how to turn it on. Someone else knows how to turn it on.
I'm just moving so I don't
Oh yeah,
hit it with my wall.
These are all extras that are right here. I mean, I only made 16 copies.
Oh
But, so
yeah,
that's everybody here.
I love what you're doing though.
Great. Okay, I can also send you the electronic files. Okay.